In this episode of the Honda CBR600RR project, I'm diving back in to the bike's cooling system, something we first flagged in episode 1. But as I start digging in, I uncover unexpected problems beyond the cooling system, more issues that I didn't see coming. Stick around as I walk through what I found and how it changes the next steps in this project. Right, so today's another day. The coolant hoses, they have just arrived, so I am literally going to get on to them, ripping the old ones off, putting the new ones on, filling it. I'm going to need to take off all the tank and everything to get to the hoses that are in the middle of the bike here. Here we are about to come across our first problem where a bolt has been threaded. This is the beginning of many problems I find on this bike. And we will see as I strip it all back, because underneath the tank is where these coolant hoses are. As I start diving deeper, I notice that there is something not quite right here. I'll be completely right to think that this was wrong, because towards the end of the series in phase 2 you will see that I finally discover how to put this back correctly and it looks much tidier. But for now, this is something I will deal with later. As I start removing both sides of the trim panels and the tank, I literally am thinking to myself, is this bike gonna show a lot more problems? Is it gonna, fight me back, or is it gonna be easy? There's also a bolt missing there. Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm gonna find a lot wrong with this bike. I knew it. Yep, we all know what that's like. That bolt is gone forever. Here I'm going to take off the 2 rear bolts that hold in the tank, and then followed by the 2 front bolts. I keep thinking about this Tourette's girl that kind of went viral. Elon Musky Pan. It makes me laugh. Elon Musky Pan. I don't know why, but there's something about motorbikes that bring out the worst in me, and I just cannot help but laugh at some stupid random stuff. Right, there's a fuel clamp down there. Just there. And now with the tank off, we can actually dive in deeper and have a look at the hoses with the tank off. Let's see if we can find the real issue with this cooling system. Right. Yeah, looks like it's been corroding from there. There's definitely a residue here. So I assume it's been steaming up from here, because there's quite a bit of floss from the coolant. Yeah, and it smells like coolant too. Yep, there we have it. So it's leaking all around where the thermostat housing is, which is just typical. First things first is draining the system, I guess. So I'm going to drain the system now and put the coolant tray, well, the catch pan, just underneath there. I'm going to undo this one first. It'll all spew out. In fact, First thing first, I need to do this. Open this up. This little bolt. Oh, I need to find where that other bolt went. So there's one battery bolt. Okay. There was a nut, not a bolt, sorry. But where did you fall down? Now, isn't it annoying that when a nut or a bolt just disappears, you hear it go ding ding ding, you sort of look in the area where you think it has fallen and it's just gone, and eventually later on down the line you find it somewhere where you didn't think it was likely to go. No, can't be. It didn't happen. I think as my magnet tray was down here, it fell into my magnet tray. Can't be. Surely, let's have a look. I'm going to have a little look at the others. Yeah, they're exactly the same. Oh, okay. I mean, come on, what are the chances of that? The little bugger managed to put itself in the very place that it was destined to be.
This is gonna be messy.
Yep, the bit we all love where you undo coolant hoses and it just goes everywhere and all over you. But I am curious to find out in what condition this coolant is in.
Definitely was leaking. Nice fluid though. Doesn't look too manky in the stream. This is only dirty because I've got loads and loads of grease from when I did Tony's chain on his XR.
So I am going to keep this in this pan because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back into the bike later. Since there is oil and grease in there, it makes sense. I'm only joking, people. I'm not going to do that. I am going to discard this water because I do have new fluid to go back in the bike once I put the new silicone hoses on.
There's like little micro leaks everywhere on this system.
What I'm going to do now is take off each hose and clamp off one by one and replace it with the new one, just so that I don't get confused as to what hose goes where.
Because Tony is doing the Motor Gymkhana and that's what this bike is for, I use these silicone hoses because they're better at cooling.
Right, let's start by taking off the old hoses and putting on the new silicone performance hoses.
Oh, and that looks chewed up. Yeah, these hoses definitely needed doing. What a state. So I'll grab this because I'll put that on the new big one. Which one will that be? I'm guessing this one. I'm guessing it goes like that. So that will go like that. What I'm going to have to do is put all this together without tightening it up completely, and then go through every single one and tighten it. And I'll have to mark every single bolt to make sure I've done them all.
Yes, people, my mistake, I know. It's not a bolt, it's a clamp. The reason for keeping them loose is because you do want the hoses to have a little wiggle room. Once they are in place and you can see they're not touching anything hot or they're not going to rub against anything, you can begin to tighten all of the hose clamps.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, this is definitely a problem. You see all that corrosion there? That has been leaking big time.
Here we are, people. This is a prime example of a 20-year-old bike. The hoses have never been touched, and as you can see, they're perishing, just getting old, and they're seeping and leaking. Which I have a sneaking suspicion that some of these hoses are going to put up a fight, and it's going to be really difficult to get off.
So, before I put that back on, I'm going to clean that area up.
There we are. That is the first of many hoses to go on. The hoses I am putting on this bike is the AS3 performance hoses.
I get them off eBay. I get them for pretty much most of my bikes, and yeah, they are pretty decent. They're basically exactly like Samco hoses, but for like half the price. And you can get them in all sorts of colours as well. We chose black because if it's going to get mucky and stuff, if we've got some bright red ones, you're just going to see they're dirty all the time. For my Suzuki that's over the corner there, I've got some blue ones which I will be putting on this channel at a later date. Each hose, copy it, replace it, and put the new clips on, the new clamps, shall I say, sorry. But these clamps are separate, so you have to go onto their website, type in the same model, and just look for the clamps on the eBay. Well, it's their eBay shop. So this in here is being a little bit tricky, but I am going to persevere and carry on. Now that the hose is on, what I'm going to do is go around to every single clamp and just give it a little tweak to make sure that it is tight, and then I'm going to mark it so I know that it's all tight. Then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fuel tank down, water in the system, fill it up to maximum, give the hoses a little bit of a squishy, you know, like uddering a cow, and put some more water in if it needs some. Start it up with the cap open, let it just go round and bleed through, make sure there's no air pockets in the water system, and then I'm going to put more water in if it needs it. If that's all good, then I'm just going to put the cap on and put everything back together, and yeah, it'll be a good day.
I've just tightened up all of the clamps on the hoses, and I've put the tank on and fed the breather hoses round. I've just found a potential safety concern on this bike.
Something I've quickly noticed here, look at this. This whole unit, the side stand, is ready to come off. I need to, let me get my other light. Look at that. Bolt just in here, yeah, need to tighten that up. So yeah, that was about to come off. Tony did say give it a little bit of a once over. Oh yeah, loose.
If this had gone unnoticed, this could have caused some real damage. It also would have left you stranded because the side stand switch is connected to this, and it would have just ripped the wires out. I'm just glad that I caught this in time.
I will quickly just loosen this off because I need to get to that other bolt.
Since I am down here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the gear shifter a quick once over, grease it up, just a small service, and to make sure everything's working as it should be. Now with that all cleaned, I can put some grease on just before I tighten everything up.
Don't ever grease the threads. Don't ever grease the threads.
One more fix done, the bike is a little bit safer. Let's get back on to the cooling system.
Are we ready to pour the water? Water? Ready to pour the water? It's funny, my Polish friends take the mickey at me because you're supposed to say water and I don't. They're like, would you like some water? And I go, can I have some water please? And they're like, water? You want some water, mate? So funny. Oh, bike. Distraction, sorry. I'm looking for my funnels. I can't remember where I put them. I so need to organise and just tidy this shit up. God, Ben, get with it. Get with it. You want funnels. Where did you put those bloody things?
I think I'm going a bit mad. I know I've been working on this bike for many hours right now, and my concentration levels on the bike are starting to go a little bit, but as you'll see in a minute, this is how easily distracted I can become.
I need to tell you about what I've got in this bag. It's a tool that's a massive money saver and it's very cheap. That would be for another video, so watch out. Like, subscribe, all of that malarkey. I didn't do it, did I? Down the bottom. There. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications to all. Do me a favour. Thank you. Thank you. I'm in a hyper mood today. I'm really happy. I'm not happy. Where did I put those funnels? I bought a load of them. I buy funnels and then... Ah, did I? Please say I did. Yes! I put my funnel with my funnel. Anyway.
Yep, that's me. That was my true personality coming out. I thought I would share with you guys exactly what it's like to be around me. My dad said that as a child, I just did not have an off button.
So I'm just going to put a towel around here because I am going to get coolant everywhere. If you're wondering what I'm using, this is the stuff right here. Really, really good stuff for motorbikes.
I'm going to keep the bike running as I keep topping this up, just allowing the water to circulate. What I am looking for is all the bubbles to disappear and the fluid to stay at the top. That would tell me that the system is completely full. All of that smoke that you're seeing right there, that is nothing to be concerned about, because I have pulled all the hoses off and there is excess water just everywhere, so it's just heating up and burning it off. Eventually later on, all this smoke will just dissipate. I like that word, dissipate.
Right, now that's full. That's all good.
As I worked on the cooling system, I did solve one hidden safety problem, but soon I realised something even more serious. There's a major issue with the brakes that I didn't anticipate.
No! Kidding me?
Something that makes this bike far too risky to ride. In the next episode, I'll be taking you through a front brake rebuild, and trust me, there's a twist you won't see coming.
Monday should be dispatched today.
Okay, thank you for your help.
Alright.
Stay with me, because this bike's journey is just getting started.
I'm pushing it, aren't I? Will I get it on the road to him?